Now we're going to talk about like terms. A term is anything that is separated by plus and minus signs. It can be a straight up number. It could be a number with a variable. It could be a number and several variables. It can be a fraction. It could be a decimal. But it's a term if it's separated by plus and minus signs. A numerical coefficient is the number in front of the variable. So you have terms. Some terms are constant. Some terms are variables. So we're going to look here. What are the numerical coefficients of the following terms? Well, since 8 does not have a variable, it's not a coefficient. It would be called a constant. The coefficient of this term would be 7. The coefficient of this term is understood 1. The coefficient of this term is 8, the number in front of the variables. And the coefficient in this term is negative 1. Now we have to talk about like terms. Like terms have same variable and exponents. So 3y, 3y, negative 8y. Oh, I see what they're doing. 3y and negative 8y are like terms. But since this has a y and this has an x, they're unlike. These are like terms. They both have an x squared. These are unlike because one has a cube and one is squared. These are alike because our variables are the same. These variables are different. So to combine like terms, it's like apples and oranges. Think of x's as apples. And if I have 5 apples and I add 3 apples to it, I now have 8 apples or 8 x's. If I have 3a squareds and I take 2a cubes, or sorry, if I have 3a cubes and I take 2a cubes away, then I'm left with 1a cubed. 4 and negative 7 are negative 3, and we do not change the variable or the base. Positive 7, m. These are not like, so you can't put them together. 7a and 6a are the same. 7 plus 6 is 13a. Now we have negative 3 and negative 1, which give us negative 4. So that's the simplified version. 5x and negative 1x, 4x. Positive 2, negative 6, minus 4 y's. Let's look for any more m squareds. Right, here's one, and it's positive, so 2 plus understood 1 is 3m squareds. Here's an m, and here's an m. Negative 5 minus 4, or negative 5 plus negative 4, is negative 9 m's. And then we have the 7 hanging out, so we just have to put it down. Here's an h, here's an h, here's an h. So 8 minus 13 is negative 5, plus 7, would be 2 h's left. Now numbers are constants, so they can go together and we get minus 5. Now here's some more. First we have to do the parentheses, 9z plus 18, stop because the parentheses do, minus 15. Now we have numbers, so 9z shall stay, and we get plus 3. Now here's a tricky one. This is negative 2 that's being distributed. So we're going to have 7. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10x. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. And then if we get like terms together, those can be added together, but we have to leave the x exactly where it was. So here we're going to distribute negative 3. And we get 8y minus 2. Negative 3 times y is negative 3y. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Now we look to see if things are alike. 8 minus 3 is 5y. And negative 2 and negative 12 would give us minus 14. Here we'll distribute this negative, and it's understood to be negative 1. So 8 minus 5y is not being touched, and we have negative 1 times 4 is negative 4y. Negative 1 times positive 3 is negative 3y. So now these are all alike. 8 stays the same. Negative 9, 10, 11, 12, minus 12y.